When the Second World War was going on, the British government decided to give independence to the India. That's why they requested Indian national freedom fighters to form constitution or prepare the constitution. That's why elections was held to Constituent Assembly in 1946. After that elections, Constituent Assembly prepared Indian Constitution. The Constituent Assembly appointed 22 committees to prepare our Indian Constitution. Among them, drafting committee was the one of the important committees, the committees which were appointed by the Constituent Assembly. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is the chairman of the drafting committee. Dr. Babu Rajendra Prasad is the chairman of the Constituent Assembly. More than 50% the provisions of the Constitution taken from the Government of India Act 1935 and remaining aspects are taken from the various constitutions, the things which were suitable to India. For example, fundamental rights taken from the American Constitution, directive principles of state policy taken from the Irish Constitution, fundamental duties taken from the Russian Constitution, emergency powers of the President of India taken from the German German Constitution. Constituent Assembly took 2 years, 11 months, and 18 days to prepare our Indian Constitution. Then today our topic is silent features of Indian Constitution. Part 1. Here there are 15 sub points in silent features of Indian Constitution. We can divide into two parts. Part 1, a written and detailed constitution. Second one, India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. Then noble aims and objectives. Then combination of rigidity and flexibility. Then unitary and federal features. Then parliamentary government. Then independent judiciary. Then directive principles of state policy. First one, written and detailed constitution. Indian constitution is the one of the lengthiest constitutions in the world. Indian constitution is the one of the lengthiest and detailed constitution in the world. Constituent Assembly took 2 years, 11 months and 18 days to prepare our Indian constitution. Almost all the things related to the union government, state governments and local governments are mentioned in our Indian constitution. That's why Indian constitution is detailed constitution. Here like composition, powers and functions of the various commissions like National Commission for Scheduled Caste, National Commission for Scheduled Tribes, Election Commission, like that described in our Indian constitution. That's why Indian constitution is the one of the lengthiest and written constitutions in the world. The next one, India is a sovereign socialist, um, secular democratic republic. Here, sovereign means supreme power of the land. No other power is superior than the sovereign authority in a particular country. Here, socialist means there is equality in distribution of wealth. That is called, so if there is equality in distribution of wealth, that is called socialist. Then secular means it is not giving priority to any particular religion. That is called secular. Democratic means the participation of people in government. Then republic. Republic means if head of the state elects by the people directly or indirectly, that is called republic country. Who is the head of here in India? President of India is the head of the state. State means country. He is elected by the people indirectly. The next one, noble aims and objectives. Here, preamble of the Indian Constitution. Preamble means first page of the Constitution. Preamble denotes aims and aspirations of the Constitution. Here, Indian preamble of the Indian Constitution starts with "We the people of India." Like that, here Indian Constitution is providing social justice, economic justice, and equality, liberties to the individuals. Liberties to the individuals. Then next one, combination of rigidity and flexibility. Here, Indian Constitution can be amended by following two methods. Rigidity means if the provisions of the Constitution which we cannot change easily, we means legislature cannot change easily, that is called rigidity. Then flexibility means if the provisions of the Constitution which we can change easily, that is called flexibility. Here Indian Constitution can be amended by the Parliament of India by following two prescribed methods. Here rigidity means 2 by 3rd majority is required. Flexibility means 1 by 2 majority is required. If government of India wants to change the existing provisions of the fundamental rights and directive principles of state policy, 2 by 3rd majority is required. It means rigid process. Then if government of India wants to create new states in Indian Union, 1 by 2 majority is required. Here 1 by 2 majority is required in Indian Parliament. Why means here provisions of the Constitution are going to be changed by the Parliament of India. Here flexibility means 1 by 2 majority is required to form new states within Indian Union. Here Indian Constitution can be amended by the Parliament of India by following rigid and flexible method. Rigid method means 2 by 3rd majority. Flexible method means 1 by 2 majority. Some of the parts of the Indian Constitution are going to be changed by following flexible method means 1 by 2 majority and taking the opinion of the state legislatures. The next one, unitary and federal features. Here, unitary government means if there is a single government in a country, that is called unitary government. Federal government means if there are two governments in working in a country, that is called federal government. Here, for example, India is best example of federal government. Here, federal government means if there are two governments are working. For example, state governments are working or provincial governments are working. Here, in unitary features, single citizenship, integrated judicial system, then appointing of the governor, then election commission. These are best example for unitary features. Then federal features means like house of the here Rajya Sabha is representing to the states, like that the unitary and federal features. The next one, parliamentary government. Here makers of the Indian Constitution suggested parliamentary type of democracy to our country. Parliamentary type of government means where the two types of executive heads are found. That is called parliamentary government. Here in parliamentary government, we can find two types of executive head. One is nominal executive head, other one is real executive head. In parliamentary type of government, nominal executive head means here President of India. Real executive head means the Union Council of Ministers, which is headed by the Prime Minister. But makers of the Indian Constitution suggested Irish type of elected president to the India. Here Britain is the motherland to the parliamentary form of government. But there is the head of the state, not elected by the people directly. Our post comes from the hereditary. But here, makers of the Indian Constitution suggested Irish type of elected president to the India. Here, President of India is elected by the people not directly. He is elected by the people indirectly. Then next one, independent judiciary. Independent judiciary is also one of the important silent features of the Indian Constitution. Here, judiciary is separated from the remaining organs, means legislature and executive. Here, legislature and executive, here it is separated. That's why they can take decisions independently by not considering the views of the legislature and executive. Here, independent judiciary is provided power to decide laws are constitutional or unconstitutional. If it is found unconstitutional, that are going to be declared as invalid by utilizing judicial review system. The next one, directive principles of state policy. The direct part 4th of our Indian Constitution, articles from 36 to 51 are describing about the directive principles of state policy. Directive principles of the state policy taken from the Irish constitution that were mentioned in our Indian constitution to transform India into as a socialistic and welfare state. There are three types of principles in directive principles of state policy: socialistic principles, Gandhian principles, and liberal principles. These points are come under the silent features of